Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about PvE effectiveness and the subclasses in the game. And obviously, you know, what's the best? What's the worst? What are some things that make each subclass good? And what are you going to get shunned for the most? Okay, so let's get right into it. So let's go over the very first, subclass that definitely I think in any situation that you're playing in this game is the most effective, is the Defender Titan. You get that bubble, which is just so nice. It pretty much, keeps you safe in just about any situation you get put into. And it really, keeps you safe there for a while. And you make orbs for your companions. You're basically the support super of any, fire team. And that's definitely something, that is just essential to pretty much every fire team. In the raids, a Striker Titan is just not really something that you would need, other than to maybe make orbs for people whose supers do actually quite make an effect. Now, the Defender Titan, that's just the one that, that's just kind of the guy, you know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of the guy. Like, if you don't have a defender on your team might not quite just be as effective as, maybe it needs to be. And, wow, that's... Blade Dancer's shit. And that's just kind of how it goes, right? Like, I can't really complain about it too much. That's just kind of how it goes. If it wasn't for a Defender Titan, I think a lot of the things in this game would be a hell of a lot more difficult and would require, a lot more skill. Now, is that saying that, everything's more difficult with a Defender Titan, or is it not doable? I think it just makes it more difficult. Like doing the Nightfall every week, if I didn't have a Defender Titan running with me, I can tell you, it takes a little bit longer to do so because you have that Weapons of Light, which lets you do more damage to the boss. And in those really shitty situations where you're getting raped by people who basically one-shot you, you get that bubble that'll save your ass for a little bit. Or you can bubble around your teammates and wait for their res to be available, get them resed in, and then they have a nice overshield and a good defense to, get back on their feet, which makes it pretty easy for them. Now, that is just one of them, and I think that's actually the most effective PvE super in the game currently, and I don't think they're going to make any more, so that's just one thing. Next, I think is the most overpowered, is the Sunsinger. Now, I shouldn't use the word overpowered because this is PvE, right? I mean, it's not exactly overpowered, and as a Sunsinger, basically you have room to play a little bit more risky and aggressive. Now, because you have, your extra life. As you see right now, I'm playing pretty scared because if I die, I have to kill all this shit all over again. And there's only one of me in the fire team right now because I like to solo shit. So I have to play kind of, laid back a little bit, but if I was on a Sunsinger, I wouldn't be afraid to get all up in the guys' faces, to just fucking destroy them with like a red bar and health, like a red health bar. Basically shields down everything. I wouldn't feel scared to play aggressive. And, that's just kind of how it is with the Sunsinger. Sunsingers are very good at that. Plus, Sunsingers are good for, just getting around the map, applying support to places where people need it, doing damage, just everything, really. So I think Sunsinger is really good at that. And that second life, again, allows you to play more aggressive. So that's just my thoughts on the Sunsinger, and that would definitely be, in my opinion, the second most useful super in PvE. Now the last one, but certainly not the least, is your Tether. Your Tether, I think, would be definitely 3 in the list of effectiveness in supers, is because while you're using Tether, you get that extra damage you can do to the boss. Now, it isn't a gigantic buff in damage, but it's definitely a noticeable one. And using Tether, you also make an assload of orbs for your allies, and that's very useful for if you're a Defender Titan trying to get orbs so you can get your super, or so you can get your super back. So you can get 2 of them, one maybe for an emergency, and one to just put down and help your team out currently. So definitely your Tether as Hunter is, the most effective option. So there you go. Each subclass has a very effective super for, your situation. But now that I've mentioned the most effective, I feel like I should go over the least effective, or the ones that, just aren't as great. Now, for the Hunter, you have your Golden Gun, and Golden Gun with the Celestial Nighthawk still does an assload of damage, despite the nerf that they did a really long time ago to it. I still think Keyhole definitely has quite a huge effect, and definitely can still do really good damage. Like on Atheon or something like that, your Golden Gun I still think will do damage, a lot more damage than maybe any other weapon. Maybe despite the Black Spindle or Gallarhorn, but no, probably Black Spindle would be better, but Gallarhorn probably not. I don't know, just a thought. So that's just one thing I'm going to be going over. Blade Dancer, right. Now, I'm about to die again, dude. This is actually really difficult. Fuck, dude. What the hell? Oh my god, dude. This is so fucking I'm actually have to get one of my friends here on this just because I fucking suck too much dick at this game. Okay, anyway. Just my, thoughts towards it basically is like Blade Dancer isn't the most effective super in the game that you can really use to get, just get shit done, right? Like, it can be like difficult, to get around with it. You can get one shot, although it does make a fairly decent amount of orbs. It can just be kind of difficult to use. You can get, pretty much destroyed with it, and like, you have all these other things that are going kind of against you in the game that makes things a little bit difficult. Now, again, I'm not hating on the super or anything like that. I'm just saying that it can be a little bit difficult, to use, and that it might not be your best option as a hunter if you're trying to, figure out what super you want to use or what subclass you want to use in the game for PvE. The next thing is we definitely have to go over is what's the name of them? Is your Striker Titan. Now, Striker Titan, I like using it for PvE, but a lot of people really don't like it. Because Defender is such, it's probably the most useful fucking PvE super in the game. So it doesn't get a lot of credit, and I'll definitely agree to that. But does that mean it's bad by any means? I, by any means, mean or think that it's not bad. But I don't think a lot of people will take you seriously for using it, and basically it only really comes useful for making orbs. And supers that make orbs, I feel like need to be effective in other places than just making orbs. Now, could you do the raid with a group full of Striker Titans? Yes, but it would be a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. Now, although doable, a little more difficult than it needs to be. Just keep that in mind when I'm talking about the Striker Titan in PvE. They do definitely have, things that you could be considerably useful in PvE, such as you do have a Juggernaut shield, which can be kind of useful. And, you have your exceedingly high, DPS with the Fist of Havoc because, they gave it a bit of a buff. So that basically you're doing something like Golgoroth, you got a Black Spindle shots, you give him a Fist of Havoc to the face, it'll do some decent damage. But, again, not really the most useful PvE super in the world. But let's just go over, I think, not horribly bad, maybe not quite as bad as your Striker Titan, but maybe still not as good. Nova Bomb comes in right in with the Striker Titan, despite the fact, as playing a Voidwalker, you get all that extra armor and that lifesteal, which definitely comes in fucking handy. Like, I will not lie to you and say that while you're playing this game, all that extra armor doesn't come in handy, because it definitely 100% does. And can I please not die again? Like, dude, where is there even a place I'm just gonna fucking run over here, honestly, because it definitely does come in handy, and I will definitely take note that it comes in handy, because it 100% does come in handy. All that lifesteal you get. You kill an enemy with the Ramon, you get all of basically your health back, and that's super useful if you're doing something like Crota, where you do not get any regen. So definitely the Voidwalker is good for something like that, plus the Voidwalker in this state, if you're doing Crota, does one-shot Crota's shield, which is kind of nice too, but that's just something. Anyway, that's just one feature in the bigger picture here. Now, Voidwalker definitely isn't your best super in the world to use. Maybe not as good as the Striker Titan. Maybe better than the Striker Titan, depending on what you think. I'll let that come up to you. I really don't care either one. And am I fucking stuck here? Okay, we're good. Alright. And finally, the Stormcaller. The Stormcaller is definitely the best wave clear in the game. Now, you guys are probably like, hey, what the hell is wave clear? Like, this is League of Legends, dude. Well, basically, I don't know. Wave clear is just kind of like mob clear, ads clearing, just trying to get through basic, enemies. Like right now, if I had a Stormcaller, everything in here would be melted. And, you get that extra armor, you get to blink around, you get quite a bit of health regen. It lasts for quite a little while, too, for a super, so it's just really kind of a nice thing to have. To just get rid of all those extra pesky mobs that you really don't want to have in the arena. Plus, for boss damage, it actually does a fair amount of damage. So it's not definitely the worst super in the world. May not be the best super, but it does make good orbs, too. So if I was playing a Warlock, I would either go Sunsinger or Stormcaller. Normally, I wouldn't really play Voidwalker unless I'm playing Crota, but then that's my opinion towards things. I mean, can I not die? I'd like somebody to make a count for how many times I say "can I not die" in this playthrough alone, or this little episode, because this mission I've actually repeated it 3 times now. It would seem that I'm not very good at doing this mission, and that's definitely not good. Oh, he's getting melted. Yeah, this dude's getting melted now. Alright, run. Also, something I do like about, the hunter is just their mobility. Just getting around and shit. Granted, my armor is low right now because I'm like level 9. I don't even have my, subclass even finished yet. Is he dead yet? Yeah, he's dead. Okay, there we go. Alright, good shit. So, I think I pretty much said what I need to say about PvE supers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more content. And, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next for a Destiny rant. But, I guess we'll just see. I'll see all you guys later. This has been Elusive.